ఇచ్చిన విజన్తో పాటు డెవలప్మెంట్ అవడానికి స్కోప్ ఉంటుంది సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. మై రిక్వెస్ట్ దీక్షిత్ జీ టు సే వాట్ ఆఫ్ థ్యాంక్స్.
Yeah, I'll call him. I will do it. Honorable Chief Minister, sir, honorable guests on and off the dais, I had a long speech. I decided I don't need that. I was very inspired by what you said. First of all, the biggest inspiration came from your presence. When you are with us, it brings 10x energy. And as you rightly said, sir, industry is the vehicle for creating change. I was telling in the morning session during dual education that for-profit institution is the biggest social enabler. It can cost hundreds and thousands of jobs. And our job in CII, along with your kind guidance and support, is to create the right skilling, right environment to bring energy from this Pavan Bhumi of Telangana. I am not from this place, but I have been living here for 40 years. I have started my life with zero. And today we employ 4,000 people, and through CII and Government of Telangana, we have dual education. We would love to take it also 10x, sir. Before I conclude my very small comment, I would like to introduce you to another politician who is here without his political passport. He has come to talk about how dual education was proposed by ALPLA. Our company has 190 factories, sir, in 47 countries. Mr. Julian Fessler is a deputy mayor of the city of Dombian in Austria at the age of 38, and he is also, please, Mr. Julian, please come and meet another very dynamic young gentleman, our Chief Minister. With your encouragement and support, sir, we will together make sure that all your dreams that you have articulated very succulently, very simply, in the field of skilling, in the field of education, in the field of empowerment, whether it is in pharma, but we need industry in hardcore industry. We have great technicians in IT, but we miss an electrician. We don't have woodworking people. We don't have CNC machine operators. This is something that we are screaming from the hilltops, and with your kind support, this transformation will happen in this state of Telangana. Thank you so much, sir, for your time, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Many of your fans want to meet you. That is critical, sir.
May I request all the participants to be please seated. We would continue with our session.
Master plan for Telangana 2050 ప్రణాళికలు వేస్తున్నాము. వాటన్నిటిని కూడా దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకోండి. స్టేట్ అభివృద్ధి, ఎందుకంటే హైదరాబాద్ లాంటి నగరం ఈ దేశంలో ఎవరికీ లేదు, ఏ స్టేట్కు లేదు. ఇక్కడ ఉన్నట్లాంటి వెదర్ ఏ స్టేట్కి లేదు. ఇక్కడ ఉన్నట్లాంటి ఇంక్లూజివ్నెస్ ఎక్కడా లేదు. అంటే భాషలో కానీ ఇక్కడ ఉండే ప్రజల యొక్క విధానంలో కానీ, అది ఇప్పుడుగా 300-400 years బ్యాక్ నిజాం ఈ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్మెంట్ అంతా మనకు చేసి ఇచ్చిపోయింది. ఆ ఎకో సిస్టమే ఈ రోజుకు పనిచేస్తూ ఉంది. ఈ చైన్ రియాక్షన్ అనేది అవసరము, దాన్ని మేము కంటిన్యూ చేస్తాము. ఎవరికి ఎలాంటి అనుమానాలు ఉండాల్సిన పని లేదు. ఈ ప్రభుత్వం స్పష్టంగా మీ అందరిని కలవడానికి, మీ అందరితో కలిసి పనిచేయడానికి సిద్ధంగా ఉన్నది. మీ అందరి వైపు నుంచే సహకారం ఉండాలని ఇంత మంచి కార్యక్రమాన్ని ఏర్పాటు చేసిన CII తెలంగాణ, అదేవిధంగా తెలంగాణ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఫోరంని మనస్ఫూర్తిగా అభినందిస్తూ మీ అందరి దగ్గర సెలవు తీసుకుంటాం.
సార్ మీరు చాలా సంతోషం సార్, రిపీటెడ్లీ మాకు అష్యూరెన్స్ ఇచ్చినారు కాబట్టి మేము మీతోటే ఉన్నాం సార్. మన ప్రభుత్వమే అంటున్నాము. మీరు మిమ్మల్ని కలిసిన రోజే మేము చెప్పాము, ఆ రోజు 22 మంది కలిసాం సార్. 6th జనవరి, మీరు 1 month అయింది అప్పటికి అనుకుంటా. కలిసిన రోజు చెప్పినాం, ఈ మా గ్రూప్లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళంతా మీ గ్లోబల్ అంబాసిడర్స్ అని చెప్పాము. అదే గ్లోబల్ అంబాసిడర్గా తిరుగుతున్నాం సార్. మీరు ఎటుపోతే అటే వస్తున్నాం, దావత్ పోతే దావత్ వచ్చాం, లండన్ పోతే అటు వచ్చాం. రాగానే ఈవెంట్స్ చేస్తున్నాం సార్, 1 by 1 ఈవెంట్ చేస్తున్నాం. ఫుల్లీ CII is supporting the state government సార్. వీఆర్ విత్ యూ 24/7. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ సార్. తర్వాత నాకు ఒక చిన్న విన్నపం సార్. ఇంతకుముందు గతంలో మీరు 14 రోడ్లు చెప్పారు కదా సార్, దాంట్లో ల్యాండ్ యూజ్ లేకపోయే వరకు ఇర్రెగ్యులర్ ప్లాటింగ్ డెవలప్మెంట్ వస్తుంది. RRR మీద మీరు ల్యాండ్ యూజ్ కనుక ముందే డిక్లేర్ చేస్తే ఆర్గనైజ్డ్గా మీరు అనుకున్న, మీ ఊహించిన విజన్తో పాటు డెవలప్మెంట్ అవడానికి స్కోప్ ఉంటుంది సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. మై రిక్వెస్ట్ దీక్షిత్ జీ టు సే వాట్ ఆఫ్ థ్యాంక్స్.
Yeah, I'll call him. I will do it. Honorable Chief Minister, sir, honorable guests on and off the dais, I had a long speech. I decided I don't need that. I was very inspired by what you said. First of all, the biggest inspiration came from your presence. When you are with us, it brings 10x energy. And as you rightly said, sir, industry is the vehicle for creating change. I was telling in the morning session during dual education that for-profit institution is the biggest social enabler. It can cost hundreds and thousands of jobs. And our job in CII, along with your kind guidance and support, is to create the right skilling, right environment to bring energy from this Pavan Bhumi of Telangana. I am not from this place, but I have been living here for 40 years. I have started my life with zero. And today we employ 4,000 people, and through CII and Government of Telangana, we have dual education. We would love to take it also 10x, sir. Before I conclude my very small comment, I would like to introduce you to another politician who is here without his political passport. He has come to talk about how dual education was proposed by ALPLA. Our company has 190 factories, sir, in 47 countries. Mr. Julian Fessler is a deputy mayor of the city of Dombian in Austria at the age of 38, and he is also, please, Mr. Julian, please come and meet another very dynamic young gentleman, our Chief Minister. With your encouragement and support, sir, we will together make sure that all your dreams that you have articulated very succulently, very simply, in the field of skilling, in the field of education, in the field of empowerment, whether it is in pharma, but we need industry in hardcore industry. We have great technicians in IT, but we miss
మెగా మాస్టర్ ప్లాన్ ఫర్ తెలంగాణ 2050 ప్రణాళికలు వేస్తున్నాము. వాటన్నిటిని కూడా దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకోండి. స్టేట్ అభివృద్ధి, ఎందుకంటే హైదరాబాద్ లాంటి నగరం ఈ దేశంలో ఎవరికీ లేదు, ఏ స్టేట్కు లేదు. ఇక్కడ ఉన్నట్లాంటి వెదర్ ఏ స్టేట్కి లేదు. ఇక్కడ ఉన్నట్లాంటి ఇంక్లూజివ్నెస్ ఎక్కడా లేదు. అంటే భాషలో కానీ, ఇక్కడ ఉండే ప్రజల యొక్క విధానంలో కానీ, అది ఇప్పుడుగా 300-400 years బ్యాక్ నిజాం ఈ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్మెంట్ అంతా మనకు చేసి ఇచ్చిపోయింది. ఆ ఎకో సిస్టమే ఈ రోజుకు పనిచేస్తూ ఉంది. ఈ చైన్ రియాక్షన్ అనేది అవసరము, దాన్ని మేము కంటిన్యూ చేస్తాము. ఎవరికి ఎలాంటి అనుమానాలు ఉండాల్సిన పని లేదు. ఈ ప్రభుత్వం స్పష్టంగా మీ అందరిని కలవడానికి, మీ అందరితో కలిసి పనిచేయడానికి సిద్ధంగా ఉన్నది. మీ అందరి వైపు నుంచే సహకారం ఉండాలని ఇంత మంచి కార్యక్రమాన్ని ఏర్పాటు చేసిన CII తెలంగాణ, అదేవిధంగా తెలంగాణ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఫోరంని మనస్ఫూర్తిగా అభినందిస్తూ మీ అందరి దగ్గర సెలవు తీసుకుంటాం.
సార్ మీరు చాలా సంతోషం సార్, రిపీటెడ్లీ మాకు అష్యూరెన్స్ ఇచ్చినారు కాబట్టి మేము మీతోటే ఉన్నాం సార్. మన ప్రభుత్వమే అంటున్నాము. మీరు మిమ్మల్ని కలిసిన రోజే మేము చెప్పాము, ఆ రోజు 22 మంది కలిసాం సార్. 6th జనవరి, మీరు 1 month అయింది అప్పటికి అనుకుంటా. కలిసిన రోజు చెప్పినాం ఈ మా గ్రూప్లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళంతా మీ గ్లోబల్ అంబాసిడర్స్ అని చెప్పాము. అదే గ్లోబల్ అంబాసిడర్గా తిరుగుతున్నాం సార్. మీరు ఎటుపోతే అటే వస్తున్నాం. దావత్ పోతే దావత్ వచ్చాం, లండన్ పోతే అటు వచ్చాం. రాగానే ఈవెంట్స్ చేస్తున్నాం సార్. 1 by 1 ఈవెంట్ చేస్తున్నాం. ఫుల్లీ CII సపోర్టింగ్ ది స్టేట్ గవర్నమెంట్ సార్. వీఆర్ విత్ యూ 24/7. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ సార్. తర్వాత నాకు ఒక చిన్న విన్నపం సార్. ఇంతకుముందు గతంలో మీరు 14 రోడ్లు చెప్పారు కదా సార్. దాంట్లో ల్యాండ్ యూజ్ లేకపోయే వరకు ఇర్రెగ్యులర్ ప్లాటింగ్ డెవలప్మెంట్ వస్తుంది. RRR మీద మీరు ల్యాండ్ యూజ్ కనుక ముందే డిక్లేర్ చేస్తే ఆర్గనైజ్డ్గా మీరు అనుకున్న మీ ఊహించిన విజన్తో పాటు డెవలప్మెంట్ అవడానికి స్కోప్ ఉంటుంది సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. మై రిక్వెస్ట్ దీక్షిత్ జీ టు సే వాట్ ఆఫ్ థ్యాంక్స్.
Yeah, I'll call him. I will do it. Honorable Chief Minister, sir, honorable guests on and off the dais, I had a long speech. I decided I don't need that. I was very inspired by what you said. First of all, the biggest inspiration came from your presence. When you are with us, it brings 10x energy. And as you rightly said, sir, industry is the vehicle for creating change. I was telling in the morning session during dual education that for-profit institution is the biggest social enabler. It can cost hundreds and thousands of jobs. And our job in CII, along with your kind guidance and support, is to create the right skilling, right environment to bring energy from this Pavan Bhumi of Telangana. I am not from this place, but I have been living here for 40 years. I have started my life with zero. And today we employ 4,000 people, and through CII and Government of Telangana, we have dual education. We would love to take it also 10x, sir. Before I conclude my very small comment, I would like to introduce you to another politician who is here without his political passport. He has come to talk about how dual education was proposed by ALPLA. Our company has 190 factories, sir, in 47 countries. Mr. Julian Fessler is a deputy mayor of the city of Dombian in Austria at the age of 38, and he is also, please, Mr. Julian, please come and meet another very dynamic young gentleman, our Chief Minister. With your encouragement and support, sir, we will together make sure that all your dreams that you have articulated very succulently, very simply, in the field of skilling, in the field of education, in the field of empowerment, whether it is in pharma, but we need industry in hardcore industry. We have great technicians in IT, but we miss
మెగా మాస్టర్ ప్లాన్ ఫర్ తెలంగాణ 2050 ప్రణాళికలు వేస్తున్నాము. వాటన్నిటిని కూడా దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకోండి. స్టేట్ అభివృద్ధి, ఎందుకంటే హైదరాబాద్ లాంటి నగరం ఈ దేశంలో ఎవరికీ లేదు, ఏ స్టేట్కు లేదు. ఇక్కడ ఉన్నట్లాంటి వెదర్ ఏ స్టేట్కి లేదు. ఇక్కడ ఉన్నట్లాంటి ఇంక్లూజివ్నెస్ ఎక్కడా లేదు. అంటే భాషలో కానీ ఇక్కడ ఉండే ప్రజల యొక్క విధానంలో కానీ, అది ఇప్పుడుగా 300-400 years బ్యాక్ నిజాం ఈ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్మెంట్ అంతా మనకు చేసి ఇచ్చిపోయింది. ఆ ఎకో సిస్టమే ఈ రోజుకు పనిచేస్తూ ఉంది. ఈ చైన్ రియాక్షన్ అనేది అవసరము. దాన్ని మేము కంటిన్యూ చేస్తాము. ఎవరికి ఎలాంటి అనుమానాలు ఉండాల్సిన పని లేదు. ఈ ప్రభుత్వం స్పష్టంగా మీ అందరిని కలవడానికి, మీ అందరితో కలిసి పనిచేయడానికి సిద్ధంగా ఉన్నది. మీ అందరి వైపు నుంచే సహకారం ఉండాలని ఇంత మంచి కార్యక్రమాన్ని ఏర్పాటు చేసిన CII తెలంగాణ, అదేవిధంగా తెలంగాణ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఫోరంని మనస్ఫూర్తిగా అభినందిస్తూ మీ అందరి దగ్గర సెలవు తీసుకుంటాం.
సార్ మీరు చాలా సంతోషం సార్. రిపీటెడ్లీ మాకు అష్యూరెన్స్ ఇచ్చినారు కాబట్టి మేము మీతోటే ఉన్నాం సార్. మన ప్రభుత్వమే అంటున్నాము. మీరు మిమ్మల్ని కలిసిన రోజే మేము చెప్పాము. ఆ రోజు 22 మంది కలిసాం సార్. 6th January. మీరు 1 month అయింది అప్పటికి అనుకుంటా. కలిసిన రోజు చెప్పినాం ఈ మా గ్రూప్లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళంతా మీ గ్లోబల్ అంబాసిడర్స్ అని చెప్పాము. అదే గ్లోబల్ అంబాసిడర్గా తిరుగుతున్నాం సార్. మీరు ఎటుపోతే అటే వస్తున్నాం. దావత్ పోతే దావత్ వచ్చాం, లండన్ పోతే అటు వచ్చాం. రాగానే ఈవెంట్స్ చేస్తున్నాం సార్. 1 by 1 ఈవెంట్ చేస్తున్నాం. ఫుల్లీ CII సపోర్టింగ్ ది స్టేట్ గవర్నమెంట్ సార్. వీఆర్ విత్ యూ 24/7. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ సార్. తర్వాత నాకు ఒక చిన్న విన్నపం సార్. ఇంతకుముందు గతంలో మీరు 14 రోడ్లు చెప్పారు కదా సార్, దాంట్లో ల్యాండ్ యూజ్ లేకపోయే వరకు ఇర్రెగ్యులర్ ప్లాటింగ్ డెవలప్మెంట్ వస్తుంది. RRR మీద మీరు ల్యాండ్ యూజ్ కనుక ముందే డిక్లేర్ చేస్తే ఆర్గనైజ్డ్గా మీరు అనుకున్న మీ ఊహించిన విజన్తో పాటు డెవలప్మెంట్ అవడానికి స్కోప్ ఉంటుంది సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. మై రిక్వెస్ట్ దీక్షిత్ జీ టు సే వాట్ ఆఫ్ థ్యాంక్స్.
Yeah, I'll call him. I will do it. Honorable Chief Minister, sir, honorable guests on and off the dais, I had a long speech. I decided I don't need that. I was very inspired by what you said. First of all, the biggest inspiration came from your presence. When you are with us, it brings 10x energy. And as you rightly said, sir, industry is the vehicle for creating change. I was telling in the morning session during dual education that for-profit institution is the biggest social enabler. It can cost hundreds and thousands of jobs. And our job in CII, along with your kind guidance and support, is to create the right skilling, right environment to bring energy from this Pavan Bhumi of Telangana. I am not from this place, but I have been living here for 40 years. I have started my life with zero. And today we employ 4,000 people, and through CII and Government of Telangana, we have dual education. We would love to take it also 10x, sir. Before I conclude my very small comment, I would like to introduce you to another politician who is here without his political passport. He has come to talk about how dual education was proposed by ALPLA. Our company has 190 factories, sir, in 47 countries. Mr. Julian Fessler is a deputy mayor of the city of Dombian in Austria at the age of 38, and he is also, please, Mr. Julian, please come and meet another very dynamic young gentleman, our Chief Minister. With your encouragement and support, sir, we will together make sure that all your dreams that you have articulated very succulently, very simply, in the field of skilling, in the field of education, in the field of empowerment, whether it is in pharma, but we need industry in hardcore industry.
From a university, should be an innovator, a self-directed learner, should be globally aware, a good communicator, he should be a problem solver, a critical thinker, a collaborator, a information and media literate, and also financially and economically literate. So these are the attributes that is required in students, especially in skill development. In fact, I would like to just share a quote by Satya Nadella. It says, any kind of job is going to have a digital component. It does not mean that everyone has to be a computer scientist. So today, in fact, every discipline, you take civil engineering, you take mechanical engineering, you take electrical engineering, everybody requires some or the other basic knowledge of computers. So you don't have to be a computer scientist to do everything. That's what the message says. So we are now talking about the 4th industrial revolution, and it is supposed to be a revolution of values. Similarly, in the education sector also there is something called as Education 4.0, where a lot of changes are now coming and we need to do it. In fact, the role of higher education institution is it higher education mission to prepare people for the skills they need in an up-to-date fashion for the 21st century. So we should know that the role of the university is not just in terms of preparing graduates for the labor market, but also in terms of developing the full integrated personality of India. So we are talking about holistic development, and that is what the national education policy also talks about. In fact, today, universities must face the challenges of teaching or encouraging entrepreneurship, otherwise, and the difficulty of adapting education systems quickly enough to keep pace with the rapid changing labor market. So the job markets are also changing, and you will find that many of the times we are only doing diagnostic things. In fact, a lot of survey has gone, it says over 90% of the managers are struggling to find qualified managers, and 21% of them believe that the level of staff qualification is insufficient. In fact, they believe that universities should do more to enhance employability skills. In fact, it takes about between 12 to 36 months for new corporate executives to be operational and therefore profitable. Now, what is the problem that is happening is, in fact, just now in the morning also, the Honorable CM was mentioning, BTech graduates are coming and they are going for employment. So we are getting overqualified job seekers. Then, with the lack of availability of middle managers, only 5% of academic degrees are professional. Programs become obsolete, inappropriate for training of the employment market. And employers need job-ready candidates. So there is a big confusion. So therefore, it is the necessity of universities, we must identify the gap between delivery and expectation among the institutes and companies to make students more employable. In fact, our emphasis should be for teaching for employability. That is how we need to do it. So when we say teaching for employability, what do we teach? We need to teach them adaptability, we need to teach them leadership, we need to teach them social and cultural awareness, and more importantly, critical thinking, problem solving, competencies like creativity, communication, collaborations, curiosity, initiative. And if we allow all these qualities, I am sure that these qualities, these qualities will help the universities to encourage creativity in the students and problem solving skills. It will break down learning into smaller coordinator pieces, create a safe environment for learning, develop the growth mindset, foster nurturing relationship, allow time to focus, foster reflective reasoning and analysis, offer appropriate praise, guide a child's discovery of topics, help children take advantage of their personalities and strength, provide appropriate challenges, offer engaged caregiving, and provide clear learning objectives targeting explicit skills using a hands-on approach. In fact, what is right now happening is the industries want the university to graduates who are ready for the workplace. It is not totally possible. So therefore, in fact, we need to build skills, and that is how the skills concept has come. And of course, the industry-institute relationship is also equally very important. A lot of efforts have to be put. We have been talking in several seminars about industry-institute relationship, especially working with industry like organization like CII, helps to define competencies, should help in curricular development to improve undergraduate and graduate studies, help in student internships, continue to meet regularly to review the competencies established, ensuring that they stay relevant, because many times the curricula is outdated. Share experiences and best practices with students, and organize business solving camps in universities, and suggest topics for applied research projects and entrepreneurship education. All this is definitely going to improve the industry-institute partnership, and the businesses and industries must share responsibility. Not only that, the chambers of commerce like CII and industry help to stimulate this partnership. See, many times we are talking, in fact, when the National Education Policy 2020 was formed, it was found that we have watertight educational entry and exit levels. Student cannot get out, get trained. In fact, that a model was shown where 2 years he is studying in the Polytechnic, he goes to a training program and then completes his degree. So the entry-exit was very tight. There was increasing dropouts, and the social non-acceptable or vocational education as an alternate to higher education. And then there was a loss of productive youth, overqualified youth, and non-availability of appropriate jobs. And there is a mismatch between employability and qualifications. So many issues were there. So in fact, we should know that if we teach today the way we were taught yesterday, like we were taught, we aren't preparing our students for tomorrow. This is a very important saying. So we need to inculcate in our students general skills, such as, reading skills. For example, writing, because we find, many times our students, because they are so much occupied with computer, then similarly, writing skills. Writing is a very important skill because report writing, project writing, writing diaries, notes, blogs. This helps them to communicate their ideas, and then group discussions, communication skills through group discussions, enact, allocation, mind maps. And these are all we have experiments which we did at NITs, and they have been very successful. And our students have got employment, I can tell you, more than 1 crore, even 4 to 5 students. So these are the skills which are, and the digital skills, of course. Similarly, we also need to logical thinking and analytical skills, like, design thinking. We call the 5W and 1H approach: what, who, where. The questioning mind, the creative mind, that is what is going to create a lot of analytical skills. Then we need to create in our students a scientific temper. That means teach to find logical reasons, and then work systematically in an orderly manner. So we need to teach them to work, break down structure and formulate timelines, strategies and all that. Problem solving skills. So these are the skills, that actually teachers should concentrate in the universities, find causes and possible ways to address them. And then research skills, of course, because we are all higher education institution, research is a very important component, especially in research, observational skills, enhance inquisitiveness, teach research methodology. So in fact, if you find that what is happening is the vocation-based skills, Government of India through the Skill Council, luckily the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Skill Development is same, so they have now made a lot of combinations. So we have vocation-based skills, we have managerial skills, then we have secretarial skills, we have organization skills, then we have presentation skills, and then people management skills. Then the IT and ITES sector has got coding skills, media and entertainment, arts and crafts, fashion designing, healthcare and well-being. And apart from that, we also have embedding within the program, like apprentice program or the internship programs. So some of these skills can be embedded within the programs like apprenticeship, internship. Then we have project-based learning. We have entrepreneurship again, and then short-term certificates courses. Apart from this, the National Education Policy has come out with a credit-based framework to ensure vertical and horizontal mobility and pathways for students. So this is how things are changing fast. And in even the school system, that a lot of embedment has done for imparting the skills. So students in class 6 are trying to get vocational training, and those who drop outs also will are having opportunities to get themselves skilled. So this is how the embedment, so skill training hubs have been established at IITs and NITs also, and we are trying to develop centers of excellence, and a network of skill training delivery institutions is being expanded, and a lot of clusters are being formed. And this is something that is happening in the school system also. For example, from classes 6 to 8, introduce students the world of work, provide skill tools to kids to exposure visits to industry. So you have to train the mind and use bagless days for some new ideas, for skill orientation. In the classes 9 to 12, you have skill training centers, labs in the schools. Then you have NSQF, the National Qualification Framework, approved vocational courses to be offered and provision for internship for classes 12 and 12. And schools to allow ITI students to study one language subject, enabling academic equivalence of classes. So many interventions are there in NEP, which is actually helping them. So the new National Credit Framework to include vocational subject in the mainstream is also been done very much. And in fact, it has been found that this is promoting vocational education and also courses on par with sciences and humanities. The importance of sciences and humanities also now increased in the engineering stream. So I was talking about the National Credit Framework, which is a mandate of the National Education Policy 2020. And what it does is actually, this framework, interestingly, it integrates academic, vocational skills and experiential learning. So especially in the elementary education, at the level of school education, at the level of higher and technical education, at the level of vocational education. Apart from this, what are the benefits that are because of this credit framework? The benefit is this sort of arrangement will enable assignment, accumulation, storage, transfer and redemption of credit. So whatever you do in the industry, so those credits can be used. Then it allows multidisciplinary and holistic education. It enables multiple entry and exits in and between general and vocational education, and removes distinction between general and vocational education, establishes equivalence and allows mobility. So these are the advantages that the NEP is now offering it, and because of that, integration of credits for academic education, higher education, skilling and is going to improve their degree value also. In fact, the proposed National Credit Framework by Government of India is to integrate all learning because of our demography, especially the young students in the age group of 20 to 30, high quality integration going to be integrated with all these skills, so a lot of dividend is going to be paid, and we need to inculcate into the curriculum activities such as arts, extracurricular activities, academic, all these things, and going to make. And very interestingly, NEP has given a lot of flexibility to institutions to incorporate all these things and training trajectories. And that is how these experiments we have done at NITs, and we are very successful. And it also helps in internationalization, multilingualism, and digitalization. So these are some of the initiatives that we have taken. And I can tell you that the steps taken by the universities, especially the implementation of the National Education Policy, has been really shown a lot of initiatives. Especially, if you see the holistic education now has been made a very important point, and then introduction of discipline-related courses, skill enhancement courses, the ability enhancement courses, value addition courses, and all these are embedded internship, apprenticeship, projects, community outreach, and research. So this is, and also flexibility in the fourth year of the UG programs to write dissertation or engage in academic project report. So a lot of flexibility has been given by NEP, and that's what we have been doing it. In fact, collaborating with Sector Skill Council to provide skills in addition to discipline-specific skills.
Sir, can you summarize, sir?
Yeah, I'll just finish in 5 minutes. So what is very important to know is, if you are sending an undergraduate student to industry with low skills, the industry is not looking them properly. They are feeling that this person is not useful to us, and therefore we need to do a lot of skilling. In fact, we did a survey, and it is found that in the coming few years, sectors like trade, tourism, hospitality, manufacturing, construction, education, health, real estate, all these sectors will require a lot of skilled workers. And who is going to provide? So it is the responsibility of institutions like us to do this skill development by doing short-term training programs, by doing finishing schools, by industry 4.0 courses. So all these needs. So there are still challenges ahead. In fact, we have realized that what we teach in the institute and what actually is learned, there is a gap between that. Many of our courses are not being useful, and so there is need to be a hidden curriculum to see that they learn. In fact, young people need skills and experience for the jobs of the future. So we are telling them jobs of the future, not the past. The job roles are also changing, and because 70% there is going to be automation, and occupations are disappearing. For example, because of the robotics, many of the occupations such as welding, machining, all this has been disappeared. You don't require such people. Everything machine is doing it. So we are talking about education 4.0, that is anywhere, anytime, personal education, flexible delivery, peers and mentors. The roles of teachers are changing now. We are more of a facilitator, we are a guide, we are no more a classroom teacher, we are like mentors to them. And we have to move from why, where to what, from what, how to why, where. A lot of practical applications are given. We have to give modular projects to each students, so the student starts owning the projects. And this is how the changing has come. So these 9 trends are there, like diverse time and place, personal learning, free choice of courses, project-based courses, applied experiences. So these changes have been now incorporated into the curriculum because of the NP. Now it is necessary that we have to align our education with the industry 4.0. Let us take a simple example. For example, if you have a flexible production line, then what do? We actually convert that flexible production line into tailor-made learning path. Online quality control can be made into formative assessment. So how we map onto the education is what I have put. Workers automation can be teachers becoming mentors. Custom products can be divergence and pluralism. Systems engineering can go to a different level, and then you go lifelong learning. See, for us as a teachers, it's a lifelong learning. Similarly, industry people also require a lot of training. So this lifelong learning can be done by continuous teacher training and all that. So there are trends are happening which we should all be aware and be ready for it. In fact, just I made a comparison, the skills in 2015 and 2020. So the red one you see has now changed. We are now to incorporate emotional intelligence, and the other one, what actually is shown is cognitive flexibility now has required in space of, academic listening. So these are a lot of changes are coming in the skills required. So the skills of tomorrow needed in the fourth industrial revolution world is totally different. And what are the skills required? You require new media literacy, you require virtual collaboration, you require cognitive load management, you require multidisciplinarity. See, multidisciplinarity is a very important thing. You cannot be just focused, you need to have many things. You should have a design mindset, no more just the way we evaluate, and then cognitive management and novel and adaptive thinking and sense making. So these are the changes that we need to do it. So the 10 key skills is complex problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, people management, coordinating with others, emotional intelligence, judgment and decision making, service orientation, negotiation. So all these are required now for our students. So what from industry 4.0 requires education 4.0. So what universities need to do? First is instill 4 C's into students: communication, collaboration, critical thinking, creativity. Make programming and ICT languages a compulsory subject, no more a choice. Develop educational content in collaboration with industry. Reform content and the methodology of education via digital. See, now we have got a lot of digital material available. Have top resources to lead global industry engagement. Create new business trends through reform of education and industry 4.0 development. So this is how things are going to be changing very fast. So I was just quickly, it's going backwards. The skill council, I'll just finish it with one last example, then we'll close it. See, what is happening in the industry, let's say, we are talking about big data and Internet of Things, additive manufacturing, cloud computing. So these are our thrust areas. And how do we train our students? So in fact, we take a automotive industry. So we are established centers of excellence for 3D printing, for thing, and we are training people. And for example, for material handling, you have robotics and other things. Similarly, for product designing, you have some other softwares. So like that, what is happening? The job roles are changing. New technologies are coming. There are some jobs are threatened, like welding technician, painting technician. You don't require anymore. Inspection assistants you don't require. But new technologies like Internet of Things, big data. So we need to be ready, and we need to train our students for the new job roles and the skills for the new jobs. For example, the changing jobs, I can tell you that a design engineer now will be called as an integration engineer. Similarly, you have a sorry, it's not visible. 1 minute, finished.
Sir, please summarize, sir.
Yeah, finished. Last slide, this is the last. Yeah. The design engineer now will be interaction engineer. The operation excellence manager will be called as continuous improvement expert. The roles are changing, what I'm telling you. Mechanical engineer will be mechatronics control engineer. A clay modeler will be 3D clay model, and then customer care executive will be customer care expert. So this is what is going to happen over a period of time, and industry, we need to align ourselves by reskilling and upskilling. We cannot avoid it. In fact, a lot of developments are taking place in the industry sector, and university should align with it. So I would like to conclude by saying that, that very soon we will be, Prime Minister says that skilling is building a better India. If you have to move India towards development, then skill development should be our mission. So if there are any questions, I will take. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ramna Rao Garu. To summarize in one sentence what our distinguished speaker has said is that to have job-specific skills and soft skills which enable an individual to progress towards or enter into an employment, progress during their career and build their career during their employment. So I think we have to look at this in the future. So any course, any curriculum what we develop, it should have job-specific skills and soft skills which enable them for, say, what you call progress towards or enter into an employment. Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable insights into the skilling of and the efforts that are being made at your university level in this direction. And hopefully, they will pave the way for non-employability in the days to come. Thank you. Now, Venkatesham Garu, because of the time constraint, I request him to give his insights into the topic and the direction to this distinguished gathering.
A warm good afternoon to everybody, especially Session Chair Praveen Rao Garu, former VC, Agriculture University, CVR Group Chairman, NV Ramana Rao Garu, all other dignitaries present here. In fact, I was supposed to speak in the inaugural session, but due to the time constraint, Honorable CM has to leave, so I have to come now. So I'm not going with the session as such, but general preparedness of the Department of Education towards these initiatives which CII is bringing in and TDF is trying to bring in. So I'll just give an overall summary and then we'll take any questions if any you have. So Telangana being the youngest among all the states, the youngest kid on the block, so the youngest kid will have maximum noise, maximum visibility because they want to do many things. So in the same process, Telangana is known for traditions, Telangana is known for technology, Telangana is known for talent. So in the process, Telangana should become the top destination also. So Telangana stands for talent, Telangana stands for technology. So all of us, let's work towards this goal of higher level of training, higher level of preparedness, so that we will be in a position to attract maximum talent. It will be a hub of educational hub, it will be a skill development hub, it will be various resources. People can come in and put up their startups or their permanent establishments or whatever it is. We welcome each one of them. Telangana as such, it is in the center of India. Telangana's geography also, if you see, it looks like heart. So, and Telangana and Hyderabad, for example, if you see, it looks like where north meets south and east meets west. That's how Telangana is there. So, where the North Indian eating habits like wheat, tea are fading away, and the South Indian eating habits of coffee and rice is there, both are equally consumed in Hyderabad. This is the only place. Go to Bangalore, it's coffee dominated. Go to Chennai, it's coffee dominated. Go to Bhopal, it's all tea dominated, for example. Hyderabad is the only place where acceptability of north and south is completely, it's in part of our life. So it's a geographically centrally located. It's also psychologically more akin to adopt various situations. So let every one of us understand this favorable position, either geographically or psychologically, prepare ourselves with that. And you have heard the Honorable Chief Minister is very keen that education should be the front runner in all the activities. He has been telling us after he took over as Chief Minister that education is his first priority. First time a person of level of chief minister saying that education is my top priority is very rare. Normally, they will say infrastructure is important or something else is important, but he keeps on telling education is my top priority, and he will give all supports required to make various initiatives coming in this sector. For example, there is no education, there is no industry. There is no education, there is no travel tourism. There is no question of TDF being there. Because of education only, Telugu people who are spread across the world. Because of that, we have Telangana Development Forum in other parts of the world, other parts of the country. If proper education was not there, then so many industries would not have come in Hyderabad. So, education is an enabler. Education is also a leveler. Education brings in that quality of human life, and it brings in the quality of human development where people can develop into citizens of active role in the economy and development. So, but as we understand education today, it's not just regular academic prattle or regular academic this thing. So we need to have skill, we need to have entrepreneurial abilities also. Today, we require people not only with skill set, we require people to create jobs. Like Honorable CM in the morning he was mentioning, it's very clear that engineers are supposed to be the employers. But today they want employment, and that too lower level employment, which is not very good to hear. So we want engineers to come into the scene in a big way so that they are giving employment. They should say, I am putting up a shop or putting up a facility, I require 10 people. Somebody says, I require 50 people, I require 100 people. So that's how an engineer is supposed to work like. Otherwise, if an engineer with a bachelor's degree of engineering, somebody comes, give me data entry operator or give me some say teacher job or give me some home guard job, then there's some problem somewhere. So that's where we are working with CII, we are working with various skills sector councils, and we would be going in a big way to inculcate this habit of entrepreneurial ability among the engineering and the occasional education stream. Not only that, even in regular employment, regular academic skills like BA, BCom or BSc course also, we are putting embedded modules within the regular curriculum, like logistics or the transportation sector or the hospitality sector. There's so much needs to happen in this country, so much. We are now at the starting point of economic boom. For example, I was in tourism for quite long, so I can tell you with my own experience, today, even today, if you go to Hyderabad airport in the morning, it looks like a bus stand. There's so much of rush. But even then, it's not even 1% of our potential, just 1%. So not even 1% of Indians are traveling by air in the country today. Imagine if 10-20% people start traveling. You see so much opportunities there, like the hotel sector. In Hyderabad, hardly we have quality hotel rooms, maybe around 3,000-4,000. Any kind of hotel room, not more than 10,000 hotel rooms. Suppose about, say, 5 lakh people have come to Hyderabad in one day. Where will they be accommodated? There are no place. There are no accommodation, there are no other facilities in the city like Hyderabad, which is supposed to be one of the most developed cities in India. So we are in the unimaginable expansion of development. From 3 trillion economy to 5 trillion economy to 10 trillion economy, by 2047 what we are thinking of, say 10 trillion to 20 trillion. You can't imagine the size of the opportunities which are coming in. So there the exact thing have to be there. We need more number of people who are good plumbers, good electricians, good carpenters, various types of low skill set and higher level of skill set. Whereas we are handing over diplomas, degrees, but without any skill set or the entrepreneurial ability to learn and earn and then give employment. That skill set somehow we are unable to impart. So that is where all of us have to move towards that. Though I am happy as Principal Secretary Education that our GER ratio, gross enrollment ratio in higher education is far above the national average. But that is not an indicator. Indicator is how capable are these guys who are coming out of these colleges? How confident are these children who are coming out of these colleges? That is the crux of it. So I request the Confederation of Indian Industry and TDF members to actively engage with all of us, and then we can have one industry taking one college along with them. For example, one engineering college or one say BCom college or BA college or some other college. They should go hand in hand to work together to bring in this kind of change so that they will get the confidence levels and they will get that kind of levels where all of them will grow into meaningful roles. Otherwise, it's not going to bring in this thing. If I'll just tell one word, I'll close. If British were not there in the country as colonizers, Indian economy in any standard would have been about $45 trillion economy. It was supposed to be of that size. That is far higher than what US is today. But colonization, the outside rule made our country impoverished. Our mindset got totally downsized. But seeing even some silver lining in a bad situation, one good thing which has happened is universalization of education. If that was not the case, what would happen? Education would have been remaining to some families or some places alone. So having got the universalization of education and with the loss of the opportunities which we had during colonial rule, now it is time for us to get into the full potential. If not number one economy by 2047, at least number 2, 3 are our rightful places. In 20 years or 25 years to come, by the time we celebrate 100 years of Indian independence, 100 years of Indian independence, 2047, I think 90% of the people sitting here will be like people who will be watching from their homes. They will not be active entrepreneurs or active people in the economy, but will be watching from the homes that yes, our country is progressing, our children are doing good, our country is making good. So that situation would come by that time. To get that level, now only way is to go, one is skilling and then is developing the entrepreneurial ability. Apart from regular curriculum, regular academic these things. So, we in the government of Telangana in the education department, we are fully ready to welcome anybody who is coming with an innovative idea or with a zeal to improve the chances of younger boys and girls to become entrepreneurial capability or skill-based intuitions, skill-based enterprise. We will be happy to welcome all of you. We will have MOUs, we will work together, we will walk together, we will run together, we will gallop together to make this Telangana as the topmost destination for a wonderful opportunities for youth as the theme of the subject today. So let's empower our youth. By the time India celebrates 2047, today's youth will be the active participants of development by that time, and as elders we will have a back seat enjoying the fruits of their hard work and our hard work now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for giving the direction to this August gathering and as well as the plans, the ideas, the government of Telangana to make them into concrete targets and programs in the days to come. Thank you, sir, for taking time and staying with us and giving your insights into this. Now, may I request Raghav Garu, sir, time constant. Yes, yes. Okay.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I would really like to thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity to be here and part of this session. I don't want to stand too much in your way between the session and the lunch, so I think I have 11 minutes. So I'll try to wrap it up before then. Delighted to be here along with Director of NIT, former Vice Chancellor, Agriculture University, and Education Principal Secretary to the Government of Telangana. I represent, along with some of my peers and principals of engineering colleges, I represent about 97-98% of the engineering education ecosystem in Telangana, or the same thing in the country. Most of our, I want to mention some positive points before getting into challenges in the education, engineering education system. Most of our graduates, go into service sector, but a significant number, I would say 20-25%, do get into product development companies like Amazon, Meta, or Microsoft, Qualcomm, or companies like that. But definitely, few of us, Tier 2 colleges, few alumni do get into companies like PSUs like ISRO, just like the ISRO chairman comes from a Tier 2 college. So I think few of our alumni, even 3 of CVR alumni have joined ISRO, one from 2010, and he was one guy who worked on Chandrayaan 3. And we also act as a feeder colleges to institutions in the US, Europe, UK, Australia, and the NITs and IITs. Most of our BTech graduates, go to these places, get their advanced degrees, and obviously join, take much better opportunities. We are proud of, being a very significant contributor to the IT industry here in the state of Telangana. So I think we have about 7.5 lakh workforce in the state, and a significant contribution comes from these 95-97% of engineering graduates that graduate from the Tier 2 colleges. Now for some challenges and gaps. One visible gap that's also identified in the NEP 2020 policy is about credit system and the hands-on experience. What I see is when I see a course structure, it is very rigid. It comes from sometimes comes from AICT, most of the time it comes from the university or parent university. Just a simple example. Data structures with C, is one such course, or a VLSI, a Verilog HDL course. A theory has 3 credits, while a laboratory has 1 or 1.5 credit. So you just see the, how biased it is away from the practicals. So I would, request the stakeholders to make sure not swap it, but definitely have more importance for the credits for the laboratory. So these days, the perception of the students is, I want better GPA. So, what do I focus on? I would focus on the more credit, theory course rather than the less credit practical course. I think this needs to be, looked into really with great seriousness, and so that when I was doing my master's and PhD in the US, more weightage was for hands-on. I was sitting in the VLSI lab doing Verilog HDL and, transistor simulation, rather than learning about VLSI in the theory classroom. So if I spend 3 hours in a theory class per week, I would be spending 15 hours per week in the lab. So that is one, I think, visible, straightforward gap that credit system has to look into theory versus practicals. And also, there are definitely a lot of certification courses that are offered by NITs and IITs, NPTEL and SWAYAM courseware. I think they are great courses. They are also proctored examinations. Most of the time, we are afraid of malpractices and copies from the students copying and passing certification exams. So I think definitely we are supporting and helping students in taking the certification exams, and I think we have started to issue some credits also, so which is a good thing. And similarly, just like the skilling that you have seen in the inaugural session, we provide skilling on a specific, 1 or 2 specific platforms. It could be software, it could be, hardware, design, you name it. I think we do it, and they are also being, given some credits in the system. So a simple example, why I'm mentioning credits is, we have introduced from 2022 something called a minor subject, which is normally there in, probably in IITs and BITS. What happens is somebody in civil engineering wants to do a minor in AI/ML, or IoT, electronics and instrumentation engineer wants to do IoT. What's happening is we are asking them to do extra 20 credits on top of 160 credits. So students are simply asking, why should I do 20 credits? I should get a minor with 160 or maybe 165 or 101. So my younger daughter went to BITS Hyderabad, and she was a ECE major. She said, engineering is not my cup of tea, so I'll do major in finance. So all she had to do was just two courses, 3 already within the system as open electives, and 2 above the normal credits. That gave her BTech in ECE with a minor in finance, and she could join our a company in the finance sector. I think I also heard, the last one, I also heard about core courses. The main problem is our own college. We used to have 240 seats in mechanical just 4 years ago. And all seats used to be filled up. We used to have nice graduates. I would not say 50%, 24%, 25% would have been, getting into core sector. And few people, I met one, in the alumni meet, I met a mechanical engineer. Normally they will shift into IT. But this guy, he works in Tesla, as a mechanical engineer. I was so proud that, our own, a college from tier 2.
Can you summarize?
Yes. So I think